I printed and cut out 2 sheets of the shrink paper. And now I have to cut out all of these. I've cut out a few, but it's I'm doing it by hand, so it's a lot of work. I think if I make more of these, I'm very tempted to buy a machine to cut them for me. So many to cut. Oh my goodness. Okay, phase 1, cutting all these out. Okay, I've got my first batch all cut out and I am getting ready to bake. We'll see how these turn out. Okay, so I finished shrinking all of them. This is 2 sheets of A4. So it's a little bit longer than the normal letter size and a little bit narrow, but it's approximately the same size as the letter. But it's an A4 size shrink plastic sheet. I think I have like 12 sets of the BT21 characters, and this is how how they look now. I put the color, I brightened it to 20%. I brightened it by 20%, and then I shrunk them, and this is the color. Let me see. Okay, I think you can see better there. This is the color that they came out to be. It's interesting. Some of the koyas are okay. Some of them are really light. I'm not quite sure why. So I might print him a little bit darker. And then Shuki, he came out kind of orangey. I think because I lightened him too much. So I'm going to try darkening him a little bit. I'm going to try darkening Koya a little bit and see if he'll come out more consistently. I'm thinking maybe when my printer was printing, the ink, because it was lighter, the ink intensity wasn't the same or something maybe. Oh, and my oven, I don't know if this is all ovens. My oven is hotter in the back than it is in the front, I think. And so they shrink slightly differently. So you can see the 2 cookies. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Are they different sizes? Now, these 2 cookies, I don't know if you can tell, but this one is slightly larger than this one. And so the smaller one is slightly darker pink than the bigger one. That is a little annoying, having them shrink slightly different sizes. But, I mean, for this, the shakers, it's not really that big of a deal. And in case you are curious, like, see? They're 2 different colors. So weird. Can you see that? Maybe that was too close. This is more clear, right? You can see that, right? They're 2 different colors. They don't look like they're different sizes. Very weird. I wonder if it has to do with the heat intensity. But yeah, this cookie is bigger. Mung is okay, I guess. His legs, you can't really see the color on his legs. I think the lavender was too light when I printed it. So I'm going to have to darken Mung. I think Tata and Chimmy and Cookie are okay. The rest of them, I think I'm going to have to adjust a little bit. And then in case you were curious, I need you to refocus. Okay, in case you were curious, this is the size difference. So this is what I originally printed at, and then this is how it shrinks. So the reason I made it lighter is because the color darkens as it shrinks. So, yeah. Is that too bright? You can't really see the color that well at that level. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, so these, so when I made a whole bunch of them, I used the oven to shrink them. But there's actually another way to do this. I have I have this. This is a heat gun for embossing. It's very, very strong, very hot. And I have a glass jar. So when I was testing them in the beginning, I should have tested all the characters, but I only tested one of them. When I was testing them, when I made them the first time, I used this jar and I just blow heat directly onto it and it shrinks. And I wonder if I can mute this because it's kind of loud. The heat gun is kind of loud. I don't know if I can be able to mute it later, but hold your ears. So, yeah. Then I just press it to make sure that stays flat. I'm afraid to do it too long because they do burn, or leave it too long in the oven too. They do burn. But yeah, you can shrink it this way. So, yeah, if you have a really strong heat gun, and you don't have to shrink very many, you can do it this way. The oven, it's faster if you want to do a whole bunch, but honestly, if you're just doing a few, this is faster because the oven, you have to wait for it to heat up, to preheat, and then stick it in there and wait for like 2-3 minutes before they are the right size. Yeah, so if you only have a few, a jar and a heat tool is much quicker. And you know, the oven is the proper way. But if you make larger ones, like when I made the large keychains, you do need to use the oven, not a jar, because those curl up a lot and they'll stick to each other. Yeah, so oops. So yeah, so now I'm going to go and make a few more shakers with these and see how they turn out. It's kind of experiment. I'm not too, I guess it's just I don't have a very good idea in my head yet, like image wise. I don't have very many images in my head as to what I want the inside of the shakers to look like. So when I'm putting together, I'm not quite sure what elements to put in. I have realized that fine glitter is a no-no. Fine glitters will stick inside on the walls. Same thing with like staticky, what are they? They're not glitter, but they're like sequence kind of shapes. Yeah, if they're not, if they don't have any bulk to them, if they're really thin and flat, they stick to the film and stick to the picture in the back and stuff. So those are no good. Oh, I can show you like these. The hearts and the little circles and those things, they tend to stick to the film and to the back onto the resin. So I don't know if you can tell, but I have like little beads in there, so those are good. The yellow flower is not a sequence. It's not polymer. Is it glass? But it's 3-dimensional. It's like for nails. So those work well. And I have some glitter, but it's like heart-shaped glitter, but it's thick. It's not like the really flat, thin ones. So those don't stick too bad. But all the really thin glitter. Yeah, see? You can see how it's like sticking to Tungle. And even if I shake it, they don't fall. So I don't know if it's because of the oil that I'm using. I'm using baby oil. I don't know if I need to use a different type of oil, but yeah, they stick. So I'm still working on figuring out what kind of stuff to put inside the shakers. And then with these, it will have 7 of these. So I'm thinking it doesn't really need a lot of other bits inside of it, but I feel like I should put something other than just these 7. So I'm gonna figure that out and kind of work on these. Okay, I just want to show you this since I showed you the shakers in the last video. Anyway, okay, bye.